Hey everybody, Josh from the J side. Friday. Today's Friday. Again. Like, really? Friday? Anyway. Look at that. It's beautiful. Look at that. That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Anyway. Look at me. Cheat sheet. So yeah, we're like so far behind on footage. I don't know if you guys noticed, B-Side put an update on the YouTube channel. Link right there. Look up the guy. He's a little ginger, about this tall, does some really cool stuff to falcons. Finally posted a video. We were actually going to sneak over there and do a what have you been doing video, but I don't have time because I'm a busy guy. I've been working on that thing. And yeah, so when you're done watching that video, come back here and watch my less impressive video as I talk about things like bees. Alright, so this week's hack. Look at that. That big thing in the sky. It's called the sun. It's wonderful. Anyway, so just got back from a camping trip. We got mountain bikes. We got stuff everywhere. Decided that I was going to do the right thing. Air out the tents and the hammock and the rain flies. And get all the gear out, let it dry in the sun a little bit. Because when we left really early, it was super dewy. And yeah, so what I decided today, while hooking up the hammock, I had realized that I didn't have a great setup, and I didn't have the rain fly dialed in great, so I was going to do it today, and I did. But meanwhile, managed to get, did you see that thing was huge. Anyway, managed to get lit up by a bunch of yellow jackets. They're living by a wood pile. So I went online instantly and started Googling some stuff, and obviously there's a million ways to get around killing bees. But I steal these jugs from work. They're 1 gallon jugs. This guy was using pop cans or something, but bigger is better, right? I drilled some holes. As Wrench Fetish would depict, I used fuel line. The little hole there. Basically, they go down the hole to get the sweet stuff and can't find their way back to that little tiny hole because there's a piece of rubber hose sticking in about that far. Put a little bit of maple syrup and a little bit of Josh's secret soda down the bottom of this thing with a little bit of water. Slosh it around a little bit. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to set this thing next to the beehive. Hopefully I don't get stung another 20 times. Hopefully Maverick doesn't get stung anymore. He was not happy. Not at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this here. We're going to check the clock. I'm going to give it 2 hours. If it doesn't collect anything in 2 hours, we know it don't work. Right? I mean, it's pretty simple. I hope we catch a ton of them. I'm going to come back at night, break up that hive, and soak them little guys down when they're colder and they're not so angry. I don't know if I can get close enough with the camera. You guys want to see me get stung? Whee! Did I mention I'm somewhat allergic to bees? Because I am. Ready? Woo! Slam it on the ground, make some noise. Hopefully they come out and jump on it. And we're just gonna fast forward 2 hours. Let's see what happens. Alright, so we skipped the 1 hour on it because there was nothing in it. The bees were pretty active. So then, got up this morning, went out there, nothing. They don't care. So I started thinking about it. What do yellow jackets, where do you find them a lot? In dead stuff. Roadkill. Dead animals. They like meat. Unfortunately, I'm a single guy and I'm too lazy to go out shopping and buy meat regularly. So all I have in the fridge were some hot dogs. Diced them up. I'm going to leave the soda in there and just start dropping pieces of hot dog in there. I'm thinking by the end of the day, if it's 95 degrees out today, this hot dog inside of some soda is going to get gross. Hopefully it smells bad enough that they'll come out of the woodwork and start eating it. I'll let you know. Let's keep an eye on it. Okay, so I'm going to be honest here. That didn't work. I didn't finish that video because it didn't work. The first one didn't work with the soda and stuff, and the second one didn't work when I put hot dogs in there. The loss. I had to break the nest open with a stick and then soak it down with bee killer. Tree huggers are probably wanting to kill me right now, but those things were mean and they were in my wood pile. They had to go. Yellow jackets. Anyway, after that whole fiasco of bees, worked on the Maverick a little bit. You know what, I'll just zip over to it and you can watch real quick. So ask me, Josh from J-Side, Friday, why are we still working on the Maverick? Why isn't it done? Well, I lost a little bit of motivation. A couple things came up that are kind of troubling. I have two things left here. I've got to finish the brakes, which I'm having trouble bleeding them out. I can't get any pressure on them. There's no air in the system, so I'm thinking that the GM calipers in the front and the rotors and stuff aren't going to work with that stock 4-drum manual brake master cylinder. So I happen to find a 76 Maverick master cylinder for manual brakes and disc brakes. But now I'm kind of strapped because we did all that fun stuff on vacation. So I'm going to hunt around and see if I can get one cheaper. But the second problem we're having is the transmission pan is puking tranny fluid everywhere. And this is where it comes into troubles when you're dealing with used stuff. I know what the problem is because I just cleaned it off, but you're going to find out in a second. You don't know when you buy a transmission that's been pushed around 12 shops, back of trucks, and all over the place. You don't know what kind of condition they're in. First off, if they even work. Second off, when you see a rusty transpan, you just think, oh, it's a rusty transpan. Last thing you think about is, I don't know if we can see it. Let's block some light off. Oh, I think we see it. See a little pinhole right in the middle there? Shining at you? That's where it was coming out of. There's a big dent inside of it. So what we're going to do, the first plan was to cut up an old oil pan and weld the whole thing on there so I'd have a fun little drain and all this stuff. Now I'm thinking I'm going to pull that oil pan out and just double check it, but I think it's going to be too much effort. So I think we're going to hammer and dolly this back. We're going to check the other spots that have dents, which look perfectly fine from the inside. That's the one with the hole in it, but those look okay. I may cut that drain out and weld it in here anyway, just because I can. But I think what we're going to do is hammer and dolly this flat, maybe splatter some weld from the outside, and call it a day. Maybe paint it and get moving on this thing. Now we're going to get on the brakes. Follow along. Let's see how this works out. I don't know if you can see it. Got the dents out. Still ugly as heck. Now it's time to see if we can weld it up. Hopefully there's enough metal there we don't blow through it. And then we'll dress it and paint it. Alright, so that's it. All welded up. I'm going to blast this thing with some black paint. And it's going back in the car. Let's hope it seals up. Now we got to move on to the brakes after this. Alright, so we're going to call it quits. You can see by the lingering smoke here. Had the car running, the transmission is holding fluid. The brakes kind of hold. I think we're almost ready to drive this tomorrow. Maybe. Let's find out. Alright, so first impressions, it worked. As of today, it didn't work. I actually used a shouldered bolt for one of the pan bolts, and it pierced the side of the pan while tightening it, and now I have to take it back apart. Ugh. Anyway, so the trans pan works kinda, leaks a little bit. Real quick, talk about what I've been doing around the homestead. I'm just gonna show the pictures up here while I do it. I have a really decrepit deck. It's probably 30 years old, way past its life, and I decided since I had some time off work, I was gonna pressure wash it and scrape some of the garbage off of it, beat all the loose nails in, replace a couple boards, and give her the old new coat of paint. Came out good. Took all day, but sometimes you gotta do things like that. Dug out this old tandem right here. Look at that jewel. I'm guessing early 70s, late 60s. Got it as a freebie from somebody that just wanted it out of their house, and the coaster brake didn't work, so I took it apart and cleaned all that crap out, re-lubed it, put it back together, and we have that. Look at the smiles. It worked so good. Such a great bike. We'll be riding that more. That was pretty fun. The looks you get on a tandem are hilarious. I swapped out a toilet. Ugh, I hate toilet work. So dirty. Whatever. Yeah, I had a chipmunk problem in the barn. I'm going to just play the video silently as I sit here. I had somebody in the barn and they noticed a soft spot in the floor. And there's that. So we got out the old razor blade and
Yep.
tacked it up.
Chipmunk nest.
I think it's done playing. I don't know.
Yuck.
I went to a cruisin'. We fired up the old Merc. Look at that beast. Such a pretty car. For sale. If anybody wants it, DM me. I'll sell it. Did that. Now we're looking at cars up here. This weirdo little animal, check that thing out. It's related to not even a kangaroo. I don't remember what the guy said. Some kind of rodent. Whatever, it was ugly. Flipping through the cars. How many cars did I take pictures of? Alright, we're done with that. Get rid of this stuff. Alright, back to me. And here's the real fun part. Went to the drag strip. What a great trip. Went on like a Friday night for a, they call it Mom's Racing. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm just gonna slip over that footage. And yeah. Hey, you. Hello. What? That guy. Work. Always telling me what to do. Anyway, what can I say? We're at the drag strip. It's Friday night. Let's see what's going on. blah. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So that's all we got this week. I mean, I guess we could talk about what's going on today. Let's step away. Let's see what's up. What did we change? Oh, we got tires on it now. They're big. Oh, what do we got? We got skinnies in the front. What's going on here? What are we doing? So, decided that we were going to get the car out today. No goes. Went out to do some wheeling and chucked an alternator belt that I knew wasn't going to work because it's tiny. That pulley is off of a, I don't know, like a front wheel drive Buick, and it wasn't going to work. No. So it shredded everywhere. It left rubber all over the place. So now I'm going to head to the store and try to buy another weld. And they're not going to have the one I need because it needs to be tiny. And they don't make one. So I'm going to loosen that pulley up. Hopefully it doesn't chuck it. No high RPM launches. And we can hopefully drive this thing down the street. It's so close. So close.